Like for me, I've always taught my children, you know, you don't like anyone, it's going to be because of their character. You know, not because of race, not because of anything. I see people, I'm not delusional, I get it. I see people for who they are a majority of the time. And I choose to love them anyway. All this division about race and faith and everything. So it's more similarities. You can't be halfway believer. That's my point. Your faith, you know, you either believe or you don't. I don't get all this picking and choosing. That's the way I was. I remember when I was younger and in the church, I was telling them at Bible study, because we used to have to be in church 5 days a week, but you know, we still ended up doing what we wanted to do. So I knew then it was about choice. But I told them in Bible study about something that happened to me supernaturally, and they all just looked at me and kind of just looking at me like I was like halfway crazy. That's when I knew, okay, y'all don't believe what you're talking either. Like, you either believe, yeah, I just don't get it. The same way they talk about psychics, or you believe in a prophet, don't you? It's the same gifts. Spirit, they saw the spirit like, baby, you waking up the next day, nothing happening to you, so that spirit was there to protect you. And that's the way you look at it, you know, and you keep it moving. I'm gonna tell them to believe in something, and then when the dark side that you don't like show up, you hide it? No. All this just division and people talking about each other. I believe that you take care of your character, your reputation will take care of itself. So that's what my let me give me some fuel. We still have to live. We still choose to get up every day in this world, on this planet. Flat or round, whatever you want to believe. I don't care. It's intriguing to me. I look for the similarities in all of it. Nothing else can change what I believe. My faith, my experience as to why. Ooh. It's one of them that's kind of unanswered, but hey. Shut what I was saying. And I was laying in the bed. My cousin was literally laying. She was laying right next to me, asleep, knocked out. And I remember and the weirdest part is, I've been looking at some of my old childhood photos, and I don't remember this birthmark that I have right now. Like this birthmark that I have on my neck, I don't remember seeing it when I was younger. But it's been there since this experience happened. And it's funny because when I was working at one of the curators, not the curator, he was the first person that pointed it out. He was like, the birthmark looks like Nefertiti. And I was like, wow, I never looked at that. But anyway, every church, no one could explain it, and then some just looked at me like I was crazy. I was laying down. I couldn't move, but I could look. And I kept feeling like I was being choked, but I couldn't move. And I just remember looking up, and I got a description like that was floating. It was above me, almost like particles. And I remember the color. Very vivid. I thought I dismissed it because I always, like I said, I've always had dreams.
Right. And then
Yeah, she walking
turn
real
left.
slow. Okay, baby, go ahead. But
Turn left.
here. I'm gonna turn left. On this real quick, I'm gonna finish up my story that's taken 5 years. I looked up, couldn't move. Saw it looking at me. It's over. Saw my cousin. Like I could move my eyes. Couldn't really move anything else. I said, thank you. The end of the story is just pretty much this is what made me believe in God, because this experience that I had, and with this experience that I had, the only thing that I could say before it dissipated and stopped was Jesus. That I was able to open my mouth, because like I could do, it was like, this is how I felt. And I remember I was able to do this and look. know. It was like this anxiety, this fear, the unknown. And I was like, okay, I know what I didn't do. I didn't anoint the place. I didn't pray, walk around. So, did that. But I still kept feeling this uneasiness. I realized I was having an issue because I was already upset with how they cleaned the place, the lack of cleanliness. My patio still needs to be pressure washed. I'm going to the laundromat, child.
Turn right.
I'm going to the laundromat because the washing machine hookups, I'm waiting on them to fix that. Some of my outlets don't work. My issue was more than anything was the
Turn and then make a U-turn.
You gonna pay my ticket, Mr. AI?
1 mile.
Because, I
Turn
think
right.
the last thing of what I couldn't really clean, being able to put your eyes on something and know, okay, I cleaned this, I touched this, I did this. Well, in the
Turn right.
vents, I can't get in it. The vents is plaguing me to. Anyway, in the dream, it's a long dream. I remember a lot of it. I was tired. I just know that a lot of the times, because when I woke up a lot of times I wake up in the positions or the last position I was in the dream. So in the dream, it ended up being bats, and I was like, you know what? I gotta stay here, so I'm gonna get these bats up out of here. Nobody else can do it, I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. A broom or something. I was trying to get them out, but bats started fluttering their wings and everything. And when they were fluttering their wings, it just got to the point I was like, you know what? I know. And I grabbed it and pulled it. And I was pulling it out like, no, you coming out of here. And once I pulled, I woke up, and that's what I was doing, pulling. And I was like, okay, so I had to go ahead and attack that fear and go on and confront it and, stop it. It's kind of an example of type of supernatural stuff I was talking about. I was wondering if anybody else had any experiences similar